We have a kind of a regular guest here when it comes to stepmothering, because it is a phenomenon in families, I guess, everywhere in the world, and there is a stigma attached. I don't know whether it's because of Snow White and the fairy tales or what, but as a matter of fact, Barb Goldberg keeps coming down here talking about the evil stepmother myth.
Yes.
And it is a myth.
It is a myth, but how do we get out of it?
Well, I guess there probably are evil stepmothers, just as there are evil uncles, and there are people who are fundamentally evil. But it has nothing to do with them being stepmothers.
No, but every single time someone says that, if you were to say, "Look, we're not evil. Not all of us can be evil," I guarantee you the response is like, "Oh no, my situation's different."
Yeah, does that come from
really
the kids?
Yes.
Do you think that it
and
started?
ex-wives.
How do you know?
Pat?
How do you know?
Oh, come on.
Why are you an authority on this?
I think that it's pretty well known because you either have friends that have been on both sides of the board. Those of us that are divorced, I've been the first wife and I've been the second wife.
Yeah, but that's
Let's
what people are asking now, because it isn't pretty well known if people just tuned in and met Barbara Goldberg for the first time. You've been there.
Right. Absolutely been there.
Did you have your troubles?
Well, of course. I mean, we all have our troubles. I mean, I would say that my situation was probably easier than most. I mean, you hear dire stories, and of course, now that I've had the blog up for a year and a half, I hear a lot. But, it's challenging. I think people don't understand when they get into it, they go in with actually more of a fairy tale of, this is going to be great, it's going to be awesome, I love the kids, everything's going to be perfect. And then things start to get a little bit more complicated. It just becomes emotional.
What has Leanne Rimes got to do with any of this?
I know. I knew you were going to ask. Well, here's what happened. Well, first of all, Leanne has been embroiled in her own personal scandal, which, ran off with someone else's husband, blah, 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 through the years.
Yeah, and that's been in all the magazines.
It's constant. Right. It's constant. So when she did remarry, then she became a stepmother. And what happened was that became part, then she started walking into that fable as well as the cheating mistress and the typical stories that you hear. So it all became part of her social media. And then in the middle of it, she started to follow me on Twitter. Here's what happens.
Leanne Rimes?
Leanne Rimes started to follow me on Twitter. Okay, which, I realized that. And then she liked some of my blogs, and you retweet on Twitter. She wrote to me just a couple times, just little positive things, like thanking me, whatever, no big deal. Well, somehow, I don't know why, Radar Online, I think it started there, picked up on it, that she was following me and reading my blogs. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and what they do in these articles is that they take screenshots. So they took a screenshot of a Twitter page of mine and her saying something to me. It was all positive and lovely things about family. And that thing got picked up. I couldn't keep up with it. It was around the world, that article. And different twists on it. Different twists on it. Some of them was saying that I was the reason that the ex-wife and Leanne were getting along. I like those. And then, now why is that funny?
Because you've never met her, have you?
No, just on Twitter, no. But what they do is they make a story out of it. This is how a normal person gets caught up in the whole media thing.
Are there photographers, by the way, out in the lobbies? We have paparazzi following this woman around?
No, but what did happen was that then you get the kind of crazy Twitter, email commenting on your website people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I know you're a big celebrity. You're used to being followed by paparazzi, Pat. I know this is your life. But for those of us...
You kid, except
no,
all you have to do is be in media.
Right.
You can do one 30-second commercial, and you've got people tweeting, and some of them are not necessarily always responsible citizens.
Well, that's what happened. So I got barraged. Just barrage. People were just going crazy, mainly on my website, but
They think of you as the evil stepmother?
Oh, yeah, and then what I didn't realize was that I guess there's a team Leanne, who's the stepmother, and there's a team Brandy, who was the first wife. I don't know. So there's these people who are on each team,
They really ought to get a life, don't you think?
Oh, it went on for months.
Okay, but so Leanne, who kind of started out as the baby-faced, cute lady with the terrific voice, and now is the subject of every other TMZ show.
Right.
She's in rehab.
Right. She put herself in rehab for, I'm just reading it like everybody else, for anxiety.
What kind?
She's saying for anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
and that's as much has been said. But whatever all the issues are, I mean, I can tell you, I mean, just from the little communication I've had, that part of it has been from walking into this story, and probably unwittingly, like most of us.
And you're still a part of the story.
A little bit. No more. They're going to start emailing me and tweeting me again, Pat. Don't start. People are a little bit crazy.
You could be stepmother to the stars.
I could.
You could just check out who it is that's having trouble and then let them know that you're there for them.
You know what? I'm going to do that.
What about the families, though, that are watching now, that are having difficulties? Because you are kind of the authority on not just evil stepmothers, but how to do it right.
Right.
So help us do it right.
Well, you know, I think I really want to actually talk about the fable a little bit, because I really think, as crazy as it sounds, we really do fall into it. Unwittingly, us on the stepmother side and on every side, from the children and everything else. So the best advice I can give, the absolute best, is kind of boring, and that is, keep your end game in mind. What are you really trying to do, you know, when you're remarrying? We're all part of this family, whether we want to be or not. And that is, we want to raise these great kids. We want to raise responsible people who are not tweeting me at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, calling me names. That's really the end game. And my best advice is to keep that focused. Even in the Leanne story, with all this drama, the Brandy Glanville, who's the original mom, put out a quote saying, "My children love Leanne." I'm paraphrasing. We are a family, and that's it, and I support her.
Good. It's a healthy way to do it. Another healthy way is to get in touch with you about stepmothering. How?
My website, The Evil Stepmother Speaks, and again, and for everybody else who wants to be responsible, you can tweet me at stepmomspeaks too. Everyone, and not you, Pat, but everyone else.
That's fine. Let me see. Evil or stepmom? Evil or stepmom? Hey, listen, you'll find out as we move the chess pieces around on the Morning Scramble on a Wednesday.
It's time now for the CenturyLink question of the day. If you know the answer, be the first correct caller at 602-224-2237 for your chance to win.